This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Broncos and the Raiders. 24-17 is the final score in this game. I don't think the final score was an indication of how close this game was because I don't think it was really that close.
Don't tell the bettors who had -7.5.
Was that the line?
And Pete Carroll decided to kick a field goal for fun. Tough.
Oh, brother. That's funny. Denver's top 5 graded players that we had in this game. Offensive guard Quinn Miners was their top graded player with a 91.6. Running back R.J. Harvey, really good game from him, an 86.5 overall grade. Linebacker Alex Singleton with a 78.8. Linebacker Trey Greenlaw, a 77.4. And then offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey, a 76.9. Bo Nix in this game, 63.0. Again, we'll reiterate it. 60.0 is basically a neutral, so Bo Nix didn't have to make a ton of difficult throws in this game. Didn't have any big-time throws, didn't have any turnover-worthy plays, but really good completion percentage. I'll get to that in a second. On the Raiders side of things, offensive guard Dylan Parham was their highest-graded player with a 76.1. Tight end Ian Thomas, a 75.7. Offensive guard Caleb Rogers, good to see him in the lineup with a 74.7. Offensive tackle DJ Glaze with a 68.4, and the safety Jeremy Chin a 67.4. Geno Smith in this game, he was in and out of the game, out of the hand injury, 56.3 overall grade. Kenny Pickett ended up finishing the game here for the Raiders. Stephen told the story, Dalton.
Love the approach here from Sean Payton, knowing at any point if this game was actually in any real danger, which it wasn't, that he could just flip the switch and unleash Bo Nix, and we're just going to tee off on the Raiders secondary. Knowing that he could do that at any time. To be honest, Sean Payton used this game like a glorified practice. And the Broncos had the ball for 39 minutes. The craziest part about that stat, all right, the Broncos had the ball 7 times in this game, all right? Mm-hmm. Also, Marvin Mims returned a punt for a touchdown, so the Raiders got back-to-back drives in the second quarter. They had 7 drives in this game, technically. One of them was just a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, so let's really say 6.
6, yeah.
They had the ball for 39 minutes in over 6 drives. Think about that. They had a drive.
I'll do it.
They had a drive that was 8 minutes and 54 seconds. They had a drive that was 9:13. They had a drive that was 10:17.
Imposing your will.
Imposing your will, but the intent wasn't just, to impose our will on the Raiders. Remember what I talked about in the preview? Hey, this team's not running the ball well since J.K. Dobbins got hurt. Mm-hmm. If they're just going to over-rely on Bo Nix to win in playoff games, they're going to slip at some point. Because you're going to – this year, I think more than ever, it's clear that you're going to need to be two-dimensional to win in the playoffs. To go out here for Sean Payton and tell this offensive line, hey, get out there and play a good game. We're going to run the football. To tell R.J. Harvey, hey, man, we're done screwing around here. You're not a rookie anymore. It's week 14. You're the workhorse. Dobbins is gone. It's you or it's nobody. And to go out and have 17 carries for Harvey, and I think it was 6 catches out of the backfield too, and really treat him like a workhorse back, and to play this type of game intentionally, knowing, to be honest, they just couldn't lose this game. They weren't going to. I mean, the Raiders, they're the Raiders at this point. They are what they are. I think Sean Payton did an outstanding job I really think that's what he did. When I went back and watched their offense, I said he's using this as a glorified practice, as just a scrimmage essentially, and going, this is what we need it to look like. Now bring it to next week. And if we don't bring this physical brand along with what we already have with Nix in the passing game into the postseason, I think it's just some great foresight, man. I'm telling you, it's awesome stuff that Sean Payton's getting his team ready like this. Now, I know it's the Raiders, and it's going to be harder against other teams than it is the Raiders. But the idea that, hey, we're going to do this, and if we don't, we can't make a Super Bowl, that's the way you prepare your team for the postseason. 39
minutes of time of possession, like you mentioned. Nix was 31 for 38 in this game. 86.5% adjusted completion percentage, above 80% regular completion percentage as well. 11 different players caught a pass in this game. You talk about using this as like a practice. 11 different players caught a pass. And as a team, from their running backs, they averaged more than 4 yards per carry. It was. I think you saying a glorified practice was the best way to put it. they just kind of did whatever they wanted in this game, and they got other guys involved, and RJ Harvey was able to have a nice bounce back game. I know you're going to talk about him in a second, but to me, it was just this team was way better than the Raiders. The Raiders are not a good football team. They're not a talented football team. They're at this point, they're not a well-coached football team in terms of the execution of what they need to do to be great and win football games, and the Broncos are. And so when you see teams that are, one of them is now 11-2, the other one is 2-11, you want to see this team really take care of business in a pretty easy and low-risk way. Because there's not a lot of games where that's the case in the NFL. This at least was a game where that had the potential to be the case. It was the case, and the Broncos took care of business. So shout out to them for doing that.
And again, to Peyton's credit for knowing what he wanted to focus on in this game, he could have easily come out here and chalked up 45 points in this game. Easy. If he had unleashed Knicks, he could have. But that wasn't the point. The point is they got the Green Bay Packers coming to town. And if you're one-dimensional against that defense with Parsons coming down your throat, then it's going to be a real problem. Right? Now you're talking about, okay, we're two-dimensional. We've put the threat of the run on tape, right? And the Packers are going to have to respect it because you can run on the Packers. It's not that, like even this week, it's not that the Bears didn't. They didn't get a lot of explosive, but they were certainly in the game.
Right.
So now you're really talking about, okay, now we're two-dimensional. We've put it out here, and we got a huge game coming this week that we can run the football and feel like, okay, we have some balance against another really good defense.
Anything else on this one?